This Jocks 94.5 podcast is brought to you by Millennium Satellite and Video. Log on to msbnow.com. TV excellence everywhere. That's Millennium. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning starts now.
All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Before we get to the coach, Wimp Sanderson, quickly, how has this not made more noise? How do we not discuss this more? We were mentioning carries in a game or in a season. Well, we started in a game, and then that went to a season. We mentioned Tony Sands, was it 53 carries in a game? Completely insane. And Kejuan Lacey led the nation in rush attempts last year. I believe it was just over 300. Your all-time, by the way, Ashton Genty was the leader the year before, and he went for 374. Your all-time rush attempts leader in the season is Kevin Smith at UCF in 2007 with 450. How did we not talk about this more?
Yeah.
Guys, next in line is Marcus Allen with 403 in 1981. Troy Davis had 402 in 1996. And I know the standard that everyone's going to is Derrick Henry. He's fourth with 395 in 2015. Kevin Smith carried the ball 450 times in one season, and we didn't talk about that more? There have been 3 backs ever to carry the ball 400 times in a season in the history of college football. How are we not talking about this? That's insanity. That's 47 more than number 2. Whew. I got to go back to that season and look at Kevin Smith's year.
For comparison, this past year, Iowa as a team rushed 500 times. 504.
That deserves a lot more run. That he carried the ball 450 times in 1 year.
Last year, Georgia had 580. Georgia did. Ole Miss was 576.
Yeah. Pretty insane to think about. All right, he joins us each and every week. Thanks to our friends at Coke and Piggly Wiggly. It's the coach, Wimp Sanderson. Coach, how you doing?
Okay, before I talk about 5 stars in football, which I get a lot of calls about, go to the football, I won't try to talk about guy get kicked out of the soccer game last night. And not only did they kick him out for the last night's game, but they kicked him out. He can't play in the next game. I wouldn't like that in basketball. And so the other factor, too, is that how much we're doing now with gambling on golf. I could talk about that and really get everybody stirred up because golf is being gambled on a lot. And hollering at somebody who's trying to make a shot is going to be some trouble. Okay, for a basketball guy to be on this time of year, I'll get some calls about 5 stars, about teams not getting 5 stars, but getting 3 stars. Let me explain something to you about the star rating. The star rating is false a lot of times.
No.
The media puts a guy out there as a 5-star based on you trying to read it. A 5-star is a person who the assistant football coach goes to their practices and watches them play and feels that they are really, really terrific players. Changers in the offensive line, changers in the defensive line, skill players. And he comes back and tells his coaches, and they get the guy here to visit, And he visits, and he's great. He's nice. He does a great job. He's smart, so forth. There are 5 stars who get to your team, and then they feel like that they're better than everybody else. They got more money than everybody else. They're smart asses. They play the way they want to. They don't practice hard. They don't do a lot of things. There are 3 stars who become 5 stars once they get there, and not quite to 5 stars, but winnable people for you that make you win games because they get there, they stay there, they're coached well, they're happy to be there. They didn't get as much money. And so all the calls that I get on my show about one team not getting enough 5-stars to win, and the other team getting 3 stars, it's a 5-star is somebody who your assistant coaches have studied and know that he is that kind of player, and that kind of player you're going to get. Now you can win some games with people that are 3 stars that play hard, if you want to call it that. But the star system, to me, for all of our listeners, and I've said this on other shows, is overrated. It's the, as I have said 1,000 times, mental is to physical, what 3 is to 1. And what I mean by that is that if you're mentally tough and really want to do something, you may not quite have the physical ability to do it. But 3 is to 1 is the same principle, that a guy who really wants to do it, really wants to play, really wants to do things, can play and help you win. Is he going to turn the game around? Probably not. But I think I think those things are interesting to our listeners. I don't know if that's interesting to you or not.
No, it's very interesting. And I think, too, sometimes you consider the source. Sometimes you have to take into consideration where the kid's committed. You know, that changes. We've seen that change sometimes. And also, too, Coach, to me, it's still an evaluation, which is not an exact science. Yeah. And so sometimes I don't think it's egregious. I just think it's, hey, everything was lining up for that kid to look like a 5-star player, and it just didn't happen. You've seen it. I mean, guys get distracted. Guys don't care enough. I mean, guys don't handle themselves the right way.
Yeah. Well, recruiting a guy, and he used the right word when he said evaluation. You got to evaluate. You got to be darn sure. I recruited for 32 years, 12 years on I had assistant coaches that recruited for me as well. But the mental aspect is how much they want to be there. And now things have changed. I understand. Back in my day, I got all that. I'm not stupid. I understand it. Things have changed now, and money is a big part of that. I understand all of that. But also the mental part of it, and money makes you mentally good or bad sometimes, and because of the mothers and daddies who feel like that their kids should have gotten more when they signed him. So I think we decide too quick. Whether Alabama, for example, I get a lot of calls about that. They play their first 5 games. Now, game number 6 is Georgia. And they got Georgia, Tennessee, and LSU stretch in there with an open date, I think. I'm not looking at it. But, those guys have got to play and play hard. And other teams got good players, too. Anytime Cole lined up against somebody to play them, they were as good as Cole was or better, or they wouldn't be there. And so you have to understand that. And the motivational factor and the coaching factor and the getting better factor and wanting to win factor is huge. I guess I've talked too much.
No, it's. I think it's totally fair. How would you, as a former coach, go about measuring things for your team this time of year, like continuity, wherewithal, leadership, situational awareness, understanding of one another? Because that's the big question we ask with a lot of these teams right now, and we don't know it. We're not going to know it.
Well, you're sitting here now with Alabama not signing a lot of people, and people are going crazy. And number one is, and Auburn as well, I think, but Alabama especially, it comes out in my cotton picking little radio show. But basically, they didn't sign a lot of freshmen because they had a lot of holdover people. People didn't leave, and I think people get better when they play if you coach them well, and I think they do. If you don't coach them well, you notice when Alabama changes a coach, you don't hear about it. If an offensive line coach goes somewhere else, or you go to the West Coast and get one, they don't talk about it much. They get a guy from Louisville, a tight ends coach. It's not talked about much. They don't go into talking about a lot of stuff like that. But you get guys who have been there for a longer time, and have gotten better, and you also had a year where you got a bunch of transfers in, and you're like those guys. You're not going to be able to sign quite as many freshmen as generally you do. It's just exactly what you said. You've got to look at your situation, look at your personnel, look at who have you signed to in order to get the people that you need. And you make good comments, and you know a lot more about it than I do. But I recruited for a long time, and recruited a lot of great basketball players for Alabama, and I had them, and other coaches had them as well. I coached for other people, and so did we make mistakes? Sure, occasionally we make a mistake, but a lot of times we hit on guys that we felt like were players, but also wanted to play. Now I understand that the word money comes into play bigger now than it ever did when I was coaching. I understand that.
Can you facilitate those things though? Can you create leadership? Can you create continuity other than just better understanding of, your system and your assignments?
Sometimes you can with, I was pretty tough on my guys. If you can get players on your team with great leadership quality, you can get people there who will tell another guy another way how they've got to play and play harder and be comfortable with them, as in the locker room. That's locker room's big, and those kinds of little things people hang up on me when I say that, but that's true. To be kids that really care about the other people and how the other people play and those kinds of things, and about besides money, and not worry particularly about what happens to them. I think that's a big factor there. So I don't know. There are some coaches that can do a better job than other coaches, but you have assistant coaches that do that as well, and everybody coaches their own personality, and everybody said that I didn't have one, so that's the way I like to coach. So we had good teams, but we worked guys that we thought could play in our program and could handle it. I lost some guys who, when they came in for the visit, after the visit, they didn't particularly care for me. So that's the way it was. But the one thing I tried to do when I went in as a basketball coach after being there 20 years as assistant was be tough. Was not, I don't know what the word is, tough, but to be in a way that we were going to do it the right way, and we were going to do it hard. And if you could, here's the thing about life. You end up when you're going through tough times. I had Hollywood Robinson, who was a great player. He got mad because he had to run all those defensive drills. When you go through tough times, you don't like going through the tough times. But when you get through the tough times and get into pro basketball and look back at it, you're tickled to death that he did you that way, because you're better playing now than you were when you were going through the tough times. You were all pissed off at everybody. But when you go through them, then you get back and look at it. And then when you grow up and have kids, your mother made you be in at 10 o'clock, and you didn't like it at night. But when you have kids, guess what? You make your daughter be in at 10 o'clock because your mother made you be in at 10 o'clock. They didn't like it, but now you do exactly what you didn't like when you try to teach your kids. I think that's so important to people. It may be corny, but it's my feeling.
No, I don't think anybody would push back on that, Coach. You mentioned the World Cup a little bit earlier. Are you into it? Are you watching it? Are you excited about it?
No, I'm not. I should be. I'm excited about it, but I'm not into it because I don't know enough about it. I know you're golden. Got to be wide and keep it out. I think your feet are great. I do not know a lot about it, and I'm not going to be able to get on here and tell you a lot about it because I missed it last night. But I know that's the talk of all radio shows, and so I apologize for going the other way. But I think when a guy gets kicked out of a game, I think he got kicked out last night, and he's also played the next game. I wouldn't like that particularly.
I don't think anybody likes that. I mean, we compared it to targeting earlier in the show. It's just not, probably not the way that it should be with any sport, really.
Yeah, it's that game is over with. That game is over with, and the next game is a brand new venue. I think so. That's what I think.
There you go, Coach. We always appreciate your time.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on. It's kind of a dead period of time, and people are going different directions. But the 4th of July is important and be fun for all of us. So. I appreciate Piggly Wiggly and Coke having me on. Coke has always been so good to me. In fact, they took me to Augusta one time to get to see the Masters, which was a thrill. And I'm having lunch in about an hour and 15 minutes with Stanley Visiglio, who runs Piggly Wiggly, and Andy, and they absolutely have great stores and great grocery stores and do everything they possibly can to please you. So appreciate you guys having me on. Thanks.
Thank you, Coach. All right, that's the Coach Wimp Sanderson joining us on the Higginbotham Hotline. He's with us each and every week. Thanks to our friends at Coke and Piggly Wiggly. We've got some stats from Dave Bartoo on a couple of SEC coordinators coming up in a few minutes. He'll share those with us. I got to tell you about Game Day Men's Health. If you are lacking energy, lacking sleep, feeling on edge, Game Day Men's Health wants to help you. And it's easy how you can allow them to do that like they've done for so many other Jocks listeners. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com today. Sign up for the free consultation. With that, you get the free PSA test, free testosterone test. They give you your baseline health, let you know where you stand, and then present the options in which they can help you. By the way, you save 10% on any of those options when you mention Mac and Cube when you walk in the front door at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. 10-15% of their patients are women. So if you need the peptides or weight loss and you're a female, even though it's Game Day Men's Health, they can help you as well. Just go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com today. See what they can do for you. Locker room environment, stress-free, minimal upfront costs from the programs they offer at GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Tell them you heard about them right here on Mac and Cube in the morning. We'll get to a break, come back with some recruiting news, and continue talking college football next on Jocks.
Go inside Jocks 94.5 on Jocks TV. Morning Jocks, Mac and Cube, three-man front video simulcasts are presented by Bill Smith Buick GMC and Game Day Men's Health. Watch on the Jocks mobile app and YouTube by searching Jocks 94.5 TV.
All right, welcome back in. McElroy Cubelic in the morning. Notre Dame sees four-star quarterback Trey Tagliaferri decommit. So he's out here at 9:20 Thursday, July 2nd on Jocks. How are you going to celebrate 250 this weekend? 800-239-9569. You can text in 205-834-9450. Also, South Carolina gets commitment from five-star cornerback Joshua Dobson. Not Dobbs, Dobson. 6'1", 185 out of Cornelius, North Carolina. And I'm going to give you the player. You tell me the school he commits to in a shocking commitment. Five-star wide receiver Jet Harrison.
Ohio State.
Commits to The Ohio State University.
Yeah.
The last name sound familiar?
Yeah, I don't think it's the one that works here, so I assume it was Marvin's kid.
It's another Marvin kid,
yeah.
So Marvin Harrison has his second five-star son wide receiver commit to Ohio State. Feels decent. Not too bad. North Carolina is going to move their commercial assets and other revenue-generating activities to a school-affiliated LLC, so they become next in line to try and find different ways to manage the business portion of what they're up to. I wanted to go back, though, quickly, John, to Kevin Smith at UCF in 2007.
Okay.
450 rush attempts is an all-time record. Why we didn't talk about this more. He ran for 100 yards or less one time in the season.
Wow.
And that was at South Florida, where he had a season-low 18 carries for 55 yards. He did not rush for a touchdown in that game. One of two touchdowns that he did not rush for a touchdown in the game the entire year. He ran 35 times for 217 against NC State, 33 times for 223 against Louisiana, 33 times for 170 against Tulsa, 43 for 175 against Southern Miss, 41 for 320 against UAB right here in Birmingham, 46 for 219 against UTEP, 39 for 284 in the conference championship game against Tulsa. So in two games against Tulsa, he went for 40, 50, 60, 72 carries for 438.
How bad do you want it?
He wanted it bad, apparently. 7 touchdowns in those two games also.
Was Blake Bortles his quarterback during that time?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I looked it up a second ago, that team, and I don't think that Bortles was that guy.
Okay.
He caught 29 passes that year, too. He ran 35 times for 119 yards against Mississippi State in the bowl game. So he went for 300 once. He went for 200 1, 2, 3, 4 times that year. It'd be different if he had like 3 300-yard games and then that was it. But, I mean, he's over 150 almost every week. I mean, he went under 20 carries one time. That's it.
And that was what, 18?
Yes.
So, yeah.
He went under 30, 1, 2, 3. This is even deceptive. 4 times, but he had 29 twice, 27 another time. So that doesn't even really.
It was your boy Kyle Israel.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Kyle.
Yeah. Forgot about him.
Just unbelievable. How about 450 carries, still averaging 5.7 per on the season?
That's the crazy part.
2,567 yards. Golly.
Like, I'd hate to be a receiver in the game plan of just, what's the game plan for us? Block?
I would need to know that year, John, how many rush attempts Kyle Israel had. Because I imagine Kevin Smith's just sitting there going, dude, could you pull his own read? Could you check to like an uncovered? Because they had them. They had them.
Like, please.
The box was stacked a couple times.
He had 90.
Feels like more than I thought it was
for 178.
But, those are a lot of sacks.
But, yeah.
You imagine how many play action reps that dude had that year?
Man.
All of them. I almost feel like Brent Key was the tight end coach for UCF this year. I feel like we need to get Brent Key back on the show just to talk about this. Hey, Coach, I know you got a season coming up, but Kevin Smith had 450 carries, right, and you were on staff. Let's talk about it.
Do you have his rushing stats for the East Carolina game 5?
29 for 147.
Okay, because Kyle Israel was 28 for 45.
It must have been raining.
That's what I was wondering, because most of these, like, Israel didn't have really more than, like,
that did tie his season high for receptions in a game.
Okay, yeah.
He also had a tackle in that game, so I imagine there was a pick.
They also lost 38-52 that game.
Oh, okay.
Goodness gracious, they gave up 64 to South Florida. Defense was optional at times here.
Right.
I mean, that UAB game where he went off, they won 45-31. So it's like, UAB was in it. They were scoring. They lost 35-32 to Texas, week 2.
Number 6.
He had 27
Texas.
for 149.
Texas was 6 at the time.
I bet they weren't after.
Sitting and saying, what the hell's this?
Fire him! Was that Mac, 2007?
I think so.
Yeah, would have been.
Yeah. It definitely was.
This dude, man.
400.
How fast would he have been in the portal the next year?
Oh, man. Like, is there an air raid school? I've got my – you see my production. Just give me the ball.
Speaking of running backs in the portal, this is not the portal yet, but I saw this report from On3 yesterday. 5-star running back David Gabriel, Georges or Gorgeous? Georges. Georges?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Georges.
Probably not Gorgeous.
He's down to Ohio State, Tennessee, and Ole Miss.
Okay.
They're projecting that he will be the first $1 million quarterback out of high school, or running back out of high school.
All right,
5-star.
back. Running back's back. All right.
I guess
it's good value,
if
baby.
He's that good. I don't know.
Well,
I do think running back is kind of back, though.
Oh, 100%.
We talked about those backs at Indiana last year, how good they were.
Yep.
I think the running backs at Oregon last year were underrated. The teams that are winning games, they have that dude. And like everybody makes fun of Alabama's offensive line, and that's the reason they couldn't run the ball. Like, which running backs wowed you last year? Didn't.
No.
It's, let's go back to the most marginal of success the last 8 years Auburn's had. Charquez Hunter.
When they gave it to him.
And at times chose not to.
Right. When they gave it to him, for sure.
I still think the teams that are winning have a dude in the backfield that they can lean on. Now, it might not be to the tune of 53 carries like Tony Sands.
But you can split them up. You got to bet.
Notre Dame, Jeremiah Love.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And they actually had 2 that could get it. So the teams that feel like they're getting into and advancing in the playoffs was one of the big things with Oklahoma. The offensive line wasn't good last year, but did they have that guy running back?
Mm-mm.
Didn't really feel like it. The teams that feel like they're advancing, Kewan Lacey, Ole Miss.
Mark Fletcher, Miami.
Friggin' hammer.
Right. And you knew it was coming.
Like the teams, I don't want to say it's a running back resurgence, but I think maybe we're coming around on, hey, that's pretty valuable too. But we probably need that guy to help us out some.
So are you saying that people are actually getting married? They're about to get married back to the run guy? Are we marrying the run guy?
Oh, we've been talking about this, that it's coming back.
Let's go.
And I think what we've talked about with defenses, Damian, of throwing everything out and not caring about certain things, you can't manage it in the passing game. So you better be able to run the ball.
Yep.
And now it comes down to just, can you get us going the right way? Because there's probably more on one side than the other side. Call it and run it. We've talked about that with Sark and some other coaches of, hey, sometimes you got to call a play and just run it, man. And I don't specifically mean run the ball, but just run that play. And it's a lot easier to do when it's a run play.
Mm-hmm.
So I hate to say like resurgence or it's completely back, because I don't think it disappeared, but I do think that there is an increase in value of what that position can do for you and what it can mean. Now, you still better have that guy that can, that can get it and that can make it happen. So we'll ask Dave Bartoo that, because he's got numbers on some SEC coordinators and kind of where things are going and how it looks in different places. We'll ask him statistically, like, does he think that running back is back, essentially? Next, right here on Jocks.
The capital of the sports talk nation. This is Jocks 94.5 and JocksFM.com. Birmingham.
All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning. Appreciate you guys tuning in. 9:33 Thursday, July 2nd, right here on Jocks. Going to go straight to the Higginbotham hotline and visit with Dave Bartoo. Statistically, Dave Bartoo brings a little bit of a different mentality to how we look at college football. Before we visit with Dave, Alabama heat and humidity can be brutal. Don't let it affect your home and family. Keep them comfortable with an affordable Trane cooling system. Recognized as America's most trusted brand 12 consecutive years. You can rely on a Trane. Find a comfort specialist near you at Trane.com. All right, Dave, so you put together some numbers for us on a couple of coaches in the SEC that we've been talking about. From an offensive coordinator perspective, let's start with Alex Golesh. I understand now taking over as head coach, some of that might be gone, might not be as in-depth, but that happened at South Florida as well. How do you view sort of his coach effect at Auburn, both as a play caller and as his short time as a head coach?
Okay, well, let's start with the play caller side of it. And from my standpoint, like you just introduced me, my point of view is always telling stories with numbers. I'm not an X's and O's guys, folks. So when I look at Alex Golesh, we got 3 years of him calling plays at South Florida. And one of the best parts about it is the progression. When he took over, it was better his first year than what he took over. The second year, better. Third year, last year, he got himself into the top 15 in overall offensive coordinator grade. So when I look at him relative to Auburn, I see a floor of a guy that in his first year was 81, second year was 64, and then he pushed it up into the top 15. So it took him just 3 years to take South Florida into the top 15 offensively. So I believe that's one of the strong reasons they hired him, not from the head coach standpoint, but more so from getting the offense going, because the defense at Auburn, really solid last year, retained a lot of that. And so I'm believing they're trying to catch a lot of that Alex magic offensively and push that forward. But overall, you still had a 3-year period. I don't know if Auburn fans want to wait 3 years for a top 20 offense, and I don't expect it to be that way. From a head coach standpoint, again, we got 3 years on this guy, and what his numbers, I have a little something I call coach effect, and it's kind of like baseball, wins above replacement. How well do you do above average relative to all the coaches out there? And so for Alex, he's a slight plus guy. He's going to bring a little bit more than a half a win per season based on his 3 years. So when I look at Alex Golesh for the 2026 season, I like to look at what's his low, what's his high, and what is an average year for him. So when I project what he did at South Florida, to Auburn, I get a projected 7.3 wins this year based on Auburn's roster and schedule. And I think right now, Vegas, the total wins is 6.5. So he's projected to be slightly over on the win total in year one.
So when you think about Alex Golesh coming to Auburn, and you put with him the amount of players that were with him prior at South Florida, how does that change your expectations, the numbers? Because some people are going to say, well, they're not the caliber players they're going to play every week. Other people will say, well, continuity, togetherness, impact of understanding is going to be that much further ahead than a lot of other teams. How do you measure that out?
That one's difficult, right? Because what is the intangible? What is the impact of coaching and player continuity? We saw it a lot, obviously, with Indiana, and we've seen it everywhere, even in my backyard here in Oregon. I saw it with the Ducks with 20 plus years of basically the same coaching staff with Bellotti, and what that was able to do for a program, especially now, NIL, transfer portal. You and I think everybody listening expects the number to be better because of all of the offense he brought with him. Okay. And I do not disagree with that. How we actually put a number exactly on that, because there's the argument of, well, this is a very, very different level of play. So I lean more towards the continuity and guys playing together and being familiar and playing good team football over simply just throwing talent out there and expecting it to win without continuity. So if I'm an Auburn fan, my expectation is certainly going to be a little bit higher based on that top 15 offense and what he brought with him from South Florida.
There are a lot of Alabama fans that are currently frustrated with Ryan Grubb, and they took what they saw last season, the year before, and have said this is not taking us where it needs to be. He might not be the guy. What do your numbers say about Ryan Grubb as an offensive coordinator?
Well, he's number one, he's portable. He's done this in a lot of places. He did it at Fresno. He did it at Washington. And even last year, adjusted for schedule, that was the number 9 offense in the country. So if what you're expecting year in and year out is a top 3 offense or defense, because that's what it takes to win a national title, every single national title winner has finished the regular season top 3. That's a pretty lofty expectation in this world of roster, lack of continuity and lack of depth, but he's done it in several places. You look at the strength of schedule numbers, you look at his ability to put up momentum, which is the biggest number in college football. Okay, you get rid of him. I'm not seeing a guy out there that is above his level that he is really replaceable with. He's graded. He's one of the top 3 offensive coordinators as a career-wise in the SEC right now. And I can understand the frustration based on previous years of Alabama football, but that's never coming back for anybody. The depth isn't there anymore to be able to stack players and be that great. So with Grubb, I think it's about as good as what you're going to get, and it's only been 1 year. And it was the number 9 offense in the country against the 3rd toughest defensive profile in the country. So don't know a whole lot about what people have been complaining about getting better from that standpoint.
All right. We're visiting with Dave Bartoo, CFB Matrix. You can follow him on Twitter. We mentioned coach effect with Ryan Grubb. What about, with Alex Golesh hadn't taken over at Auburn. Where is your coach effect with Kalen DeBoer right now? What do the numbers say about him as a head coach and as the Alabama head coach?
Well, his coach effect right now amongst active head coaches, he's 13 in the country right now. And his career range in terms of team impact, we saw it at Washington. He had one of the best coach impact seasons we've seen in the last decade. So when you take a look at his career and his numbers, on the very low end, his floor, if he had his worst season of coach impact, we're looking at 8 wins. The upper season, it's undefeated. His projection is at 10.3 based on his entire career. So his worst season is literally the average college football coach, his upper season, and for most of his career, it's been elite.
I didn't ask you to pull this for us, but it made me start to think about this because we brought this up a little bit earlier in the show, and the guys actually talked about it earlier in the week. You might need a second to look at it, and if so, that's fine. We can buy some time for you to be able to do it. I'm just interested in what your numbers say about Mike Bobo at Georgia, because Georgia fans are never going to get on board. They just aren't, and I don't know what it is. I don't really know why. I don't know what they expect. I don't know what they need, but they win. And when I see the way he manipulates things with what he's had to work with, I actually think it's great, and I think it's been really good. Now, does that mean it's high-flying, air raid, putting up a bunch of passing yards? No, it doesn't, but it's been effective. Your numbers say what about Mike Bobo as the Georgia offensive coordinator?
4-star guy, top 20th percentile of all offensive coordinators in the last 16 years. So, I mean, when you actually look at his numbers, if you and I were sitting down in the studio and I put Mike Bobo right up next to Monken in their careers, because everybody loved Monken when he was there, it's almost identical. You know, the scoring efficiency, which is important, the momentum generation, almost identical. I mean, the numbers he has put up for his career are very good and extraordinarily similar to the last guy that won Georgia national title. So I don't disagree with you at all. I mean, they have not liked Mike Bobo from day one, which is odd because the group that fell more than anything after the last national title was the defense. And it was the offense that was carrying it for a while. And they just haven't been able to figure out how to get the offense and defense, in my opinion, on the same page. But why you would not like Mike Bobo when you like Monken or somebody else, in that nature is, well, it's beyond me.
It's odd to think about it. We were talking earlier about we stumbled across some of Kevin Smith's numbers when he was a running back at UCF, 450 carries. I don't know why we don't talk about that more. And then we came across a story that there's a 5-star running back out of high school that's apparently going to be the first $1 million running back out of high school. Are we seeing a little bit of I don't want to say resurgence, Dave, in the running back position, but are we seeing maybe a reset in the value of the running back position? Because all we did was talk about for a decade, it doesn't matter anymore. It's being devalued, can't go in the first round, whatever that is. And if you look at these teams that are advancing in the playoffs, most of them have that guy or those guys in the backfield. Do your numbers show sort of a reset in the value of the running back position at all?
I don't know if it's a reset in the value, but I have never understood inside the numbers why programs got so pass happy. And maybe it's because Chicks dig the long ball, right? It's a home run. And there was a focus on explosive plays, when actually the important number is explosive scoring plays. But when you look at college football, and to me as a numbers guy, the bottom line is how important is having that good run game. Drives in college football in the last decade, when they have more rushes than passes, okay? So 6 rushes, 5 passes, 7 rushes, 4 passes, whatever it is. When you have more rushes than passes in a drive, you score 13% more points. You've got to have a good running game. To me, it's never gone away. For whatever reason, the focus changed. But if I was a coach, if I was a GM, I have to have a running game, not just for scoring, but to close these things out.
Yeah, I would imagine the majority of that comes in the red zone, where if you don't have that ability to run the football, a lot of teams can get into the red zone. Like you said, they can't punch it in. They can't finish the drive off.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There's that dynamic. You know, how many pitches do you have, right? As an offensive coordinator, how many pitches do you have? We see this in Major League Baseball. Well, he's a fastball guy. Cool. He's in the bullpen. He only gets to face 3 guys. You know, you're looking for that offensive coordinator that is multi-tooled, that can throw the fastball, the curveball, the splitter. And to me, you have to have a great run game to complement the great pass game in order to be that national championship level team.
Dave, great stuff, man. So much fun. We need to get you back, talk about more teams heading into this season, just where the numbers are with them, what it means, and we'll do it again soon.
Thank you.
There you go. Dave Bartoo, CFB Matrix, does an awesome job covering college football from a statistical perspective. And just love diving into some of the numbers there. I mean, you hear him talk about it, and Mike Bobo, what do you say, top 14 coordinator of the last decade?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ryan Grubb, excellent. Portable, done at different places. At CFB Matrix, go find his work there on Twitter at CFB Analytical as well. Does an awesome job. When we come back, our Super Sofa games of the week and maybe a micro bad box score of the day next on Jocks.
Go inside Jocks 94.5 on Jocks TV. Morning Jocks, Mac and Cube, three-man front video simulcasts are presented by Bill Smith Buick GMC and Game Day Men's Health. Watch on the Jocks mobile app and YouTube by searching Jocks 94.5 TV.
All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Cubelic in the morning, 9:49 right here on Jocks as we head into the weekend to celebrate 250 years of this country. We asked the other day, will it be different for you? Is there anything else that's popped up? I know the Barons are doing fireworks multiple nights. We've got a couple different concerts going. Saber, anything for you that's popped up that you're going to be doing in different 4th of July this year?
Not really. No, the next several weekends are kind of going to be busy. So this one being a long one, it's a conscious effort of, you know what? We're going to take it light. We're going to take it easy this one.
Damien?
A little bit different because I get a chance to spend time with my in-laws this weekend. So
okay,
a little bit of a curveball from what I'm used to.
It'll be a little bit different for you this year. So I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July weekend, getting set to celebrate 250 years. And it's like I was talking to my daughter the other day. You begin to think about it's not that long.
No.
I mean, the grand scheme of things, it's 250 years, obviously a long time, but it feels like it would be a lot more than that. So, nonetheless, we bring you each week our Super Sofa games of the week. If you were able to watch one over the weekend, what would it be? You only get one game to watch. Sometimes people count Monday. So we'll see. Damien, kick us off, lead us off, tee us off.
All right.
Your Super Sofa game of the weekend.
I know America's celebrating 250, but I'm going to go ahead and let you know. Canadian football is up and running.
I actually was grinding on some last weekend.
All right. So
we were at a party for my son's baseball team, and I was in the living room sitting down, and I flipped it over, and like 5 different guys like, is this live? I was like, CFL, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah, let's do this.
Yes, it's live.
And tonight.
And did you see the end zones of the game I was watching?
Mm-mm.
Everybody thought I was talking about the goalposts, but the back corners of the end zone, because apparently they played this at a different stadium, were like angled off. I'll send you the picture of it.
Okay.
And everyone said the goalposts are always there. I'm like, take another look, pal. It's not what we were talking about.
The picture within the picture. But tonight, 8 p.m. on the CBS Sports Network, the Toronto Argonauts take on the Calgary
With Rocket Ismail?
No.
Oh,
take
sorry.
on the Calgary Stampeders. Do you know who leads the Canadian Football League in touchdowns?
Rocket Ismail.
No.
Kellerman.
Lord, no. No, don't do it.
Timmy Chang.
No, it doesn't play anymore. Ole Miss legend Chad Kelly.
I'm sorry. Who?
Michigan legend.
Former Ole Miss quarterback Chad Kelly.
Who? You must mean Swag Kelly.
Oh, God. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was.
But he will be on display tonight for the Toronto Argonauts. And
I'm in.
Yeah, so that's my TD's Fine Furniture Super Sofa game of the weekend.
I sent you the picture. You can look at it now. John?
I won't include Monday because we'll have to work Monday, therefore it doesn't include the weekend. So I won't include that one because otherwise, obviously we don't know what that one's going to. But since we're just including the full weekend, I'm going to choose 6 o'clock tonight, Portugal taking on me and Cole's motherland, Croatia.
Oh, it's a big one.
6 o'clock on Fox, Telemundo, or Fox 1. Portugal's not that big of a favorite right now. Like, Portugal's only minus 140. Like, that's
okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, that's okay. But we've got a shot. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm taking away. But Portugal, Croatia, I don't know where that game is. I will guess and say Seattle. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But Portugal, Croatia, 6 o'clock on Fox, and you can get into TD's for their summer sale going on right now. Markdowns for the whole home throughout the entire store. They have 100,000 square feet of beautiful furniture with guaranteed lowest prices and 12 months no interest. Head to TD's Fine Furniture in Sumiton.
That game is in Toronto.
Oh, close. Yeah.
Let's go.
Modric, Ronaldo. From the Sky Dome, 6 p.m. Fox.
I'll be in, man.
Come on, Croats. We'll have the jersey on for that one.
Okay.
10:45 a.m. in the Eastern on the ESPN app tomorrow. It's the Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest.
Your boy.
Joey Chestnut will win.
Yep.
You can also have ISO cameras on Joey Chestnut if you're looking for different views. Also, Miki Sudo will have an ISO camera on her as she goes for another title. 10 a.m. is when the competition in the Central Time Zone is supposed to actually start. So there you go. You got to get it at the ESPN app, though.
That ISO cam, that
might feel a bit much.
It's a hard pass.
I don't think I could watch.
I could watch the whole thing, but right up close like that,
There's also a ESPN competitive eating stream hub in the ESPN app.
Really?
Oh,
Hey.
Okay.
I don't know what other competitions or shows we're getting there, but apparently
whenever
we
Joey goes, I guess.
I guess we need to go back and see if the Birminghammer challenge was on there.
Wasn't much of a challenge for me, at least.
Oh, boy.
All right, quickly, I'll take you to one bad box score of the day. In a defense optional bad box score of the day, your Albany, this is in the AF1, by the way.
Firebirds.
Yep. They took on your Nashville.
Cats.
Cats get the win 78-69.
That's what we do.
Wow.
That's what we do.
What you didn't do is throw the football very well, though. Tyler Kolka now won the game 15 of 21, 131 yards, 1 touchdown. Why do we bring this up? Albany Firebirds quarterback Sam Castronova, 29 of 48, 356 yards.
Wow.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, not 10, not 11, 12 touchdown passes in the game.
Double digits.
And still lost.
And lost.
Wow.
Only 1 pick.
I think I'll allow that.
My guy threw 12 touchdown passes in a game.
Literally did it all himself, almost.
Yeah.
I can't play defense. Come on, guys.
He just bowed it.
He tried to do it by himself.
He was just bowed it.
All right, we're back tomorrow. Monday. 3-man front is coming at you next.
This is McElroy and Cubelic in the morning.